Hi everyone, Mike here, and Zoe's with me. Say hi.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, and today we are. There you go with your coat. And today we're going to continue from where we left off last time on our car racing tabletop game. So let's get started right away, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
All right. So what you want to do is you want to go to the board, I think. Yes, let's go to the board and create an empty object in the board. Yeah, create empty. Call that one tiles. Tiles. Okay. And now what you can do is you can drag the tile into the tiles. Yeah, like that. Rename your tile to 0. Okay.
It's got the model into it, I think.
Yeah, that's fine. Duplicate it. Okay. Rename this one to 1. What are you doing?
I dropped my handkerchief
Oh,
as usual.
That's fine. I'll find it. Whatever. Move.
I got it.
You're on camera, slowpoke.
Sorry. There, I call this one 1.
Okay. Now let's move it somewhere else. So in order to figure out where to move it properly, click on the green arrow there on the Y to see from the top. That's good. Zoom out a little bit. Now click on the gizmos thing over there. Yeah. And unclick 3D icons. No, actually, reduce the scale of the 3D icons. Yeah. So drag that thing down. There we go. So they're out of the way. That's good. Okay. Now you can zoom in a little bit. Now hold Control and start dragging this thing around. Are you holding Control?
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, okay, so it moved down by 1 unit. Is that where you want your track to go? We're gonna need to draw a track.
Well, since we started here in the middle, then I think I will want my track to go pretty much around.
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's try that. So duplicate number 1. You need to click it and then duplicate it. Okay, and now drag it around. Now let's not hold Control because in my opinion it's going too far now. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, and plus this is now moving in a square, right? A track is supposed to weave around and go in curves. So select the first one again. Yeah, and now click on that square, the green square that you see there. Yeah, click it and now drag around. No, you need to click and hold on it. Yeah, now you want to go between these two tiles. You're not exactly like that, a bit further down, like this. There, click. So your car is now going to go do a bit of a circle like this, right? And you want to weave, say like that or something. So you want to duplicate 1. Yeah, that one's all right already. You duplicate it and drag this one. Well, that will go backwards. Go down, 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 down. There. We're going to go in an S pattern or something. Yeah, now duplicate this one. We'll rename them later. Yeah.
1, 3.
Yeah, now go down, to the right. No, the other right. Keep on down, further down. They need to be detached. You're too close. You're still too close. There, okay. Duplicate it. Okay, next. Okay, you should have figured out what to do. I would go right though, to be honest. Normally, that's how boards work, right? They go right and then left like this. Yeah. Yeah, duplicate this and continue. And you draw some kind of pattern that you think is cool. And so we go on.
So I got 3 bumps.
Sure, okay, that works. So now we need to start renaming them, which will not be fun. So, yeah, you
So
want...
1 1. 1 2. We're gonna speed this up too, right?
Yeah, so wait a second. Before you rename them all, let's make a change to 0. So expand 0. Go to the model. Okay, now click on the tile border material. That's what I meant. Here. Yeah, click that. No, here. Click it. Now duplicate that tile border.
So we're here.
Yeah, duplicate that. Okay, call this one tile start. Or call tile border start. Yeah.
Starry.
Much better. Start. Okay, hit enter. Now drag this one. So click on the model again. And drag it on top of the tile border. So replace that one. Replace that one.
Tile border start.
Okay, now click it. Now change its color to green or something.
I'll do green because green is usually the starting color.
Well, it's very different. That's my point. Okay, that's good. Now we know where the start is. Okay, now continue renaming them all. How many tiles do you have in total?
61.
False.
Well, I mean 62.
Better.
I forgot that it starts from 0.
Okay, there we are with all of our tiles. So there's the board as well. Let's create a prefabs folder. We don't want to lose this content. So go to assets, create a prefabs folder. Prefabs. And now drag your board into the prefabs. And drag your car into the prefabs too.
Oh, but I dragged the board into the but since I dragged the board, I also dragged the car.
I don't know what that means.
But look, it's... Oh,
No.
it's not blue.
No, now, what are you doing? No.
No.
Don't replace.
Don't replace. Whoopsies.
Drag the car into the folder. There. That's
the
good.
folder, not into the
Not
board.
into the bowl. You're replacing the bowl. Okay. So we've got all of the tiles in a row. So that's nice. So what we'll do now is we will create an empty object in the middle of the screen. So yeah, just create empty. Reset its transform. And rename it Game Manager. We're gonna make a singleton out of this guy.
Okay.
Okay. And now what you want to do is you want to create a new script in the scripts folder.
But we already have one.
I know, we'll make a new one. Aha. And call this one Game Manager. Watch what happens to the icon.
It turns into a cog. Manner. But not very manner.
Manager.
Oops.
What are you doing?
Just a manager.
Okay, now drag the manager onto the Game Manager. Okay. And now double click Game Manager. Let's go into code a little bit.
Finally.
Code time!
Bye.
All right. You're weird. Okay, clear
As
those
usual.
comments. We don't need them.
Poke those comments.
Poke those comments.
Oh, chat those words again.
Yeah, people don't know what you mean by poke. People, poke means bad or something. Anyway, so replace void start with void awake.
Whoa.
Okay, save. Now add a public static game manager script. So we have the instance of the singleton.
Mm-hmm.
And in awake assign it. Done. Okay, give yourself some space before the public static game manager script. So yeah, there, that's nice. Save. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We're going to create a start function right after awake. So replace that update. Just double click update and replace it with start. Okay, and save. Now, the first thing we'll need is we need an array. So go ahead and hit enter twice. Go, what do you want? Let's go with a public. And actually, before you do public, go hide in inspector. So yeah, you need to hit space first, then go back by 1. Space. No, go first space. Yeah, now go back by 1. Now hide in inspector. There it is. Close it. Okay, so what does this mean? That it will be public but not visible, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we need a public, and now wait a moment, because we haven't created a variable for this yet. Rather a script for this. We will need a script for the tiles too.
Oh,
So
yes.
here's what we're gonna do. Click in front of hide in inspector before the square bracket. Yeah, and put 2 slashes to comment.
Yep.
Save. Now we'll go back to Unity. Create a new script. And call this one tile. Enter.
Oh.
I didn't know this. Well, I guess it changes an icon. Yay! Okay, now go to Visual Studio so it's happy that we told it to reload the solution first. Okay, now wait a bit. Okay, it should have compiled. Now go back to Unity. Now,
And
no.
launch.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, well, sure. Leave it like this. Now go back to Unity. It can just stay there for now. Now expand your board. Expand your tiles. Yeah, unexpand the 0. Now click on the 0. Now go all the way to the bottom.
Shift.
Hold shift and click on the 62. And now go add component. Tile. Boing.
With the tile icon.
Yeah, for some reason. I think it's got some default ones. Anyway, so do me a favor because this is driving me crazy. Change the rotation of each of them to 270. 270.
But they're flipped.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
We
Then
need
go back
90.
and go to 90. There we go. And now the scale 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. Tab 0.2. Okay, you can click too. That'll be. Save. Okay, now scroll up to the board. Click on the board. Hit apply. Oh, that's why it's doing it. Because they're children of the board. So it needs to straighten them again, and the board is already on 270. It's not on 270 actually, it's in 90. Click on that minus 90.00000 boredom. Okay, apply again. That won't change anything actually. Okay, save. Always save. Now let's go back to...
And delete them from the scene.
No, it's fine, leave it there for now. So go back to there and go back to the game manager.
Wait, and delete in a comment.
Sure. Go back. You didn't save though. Yeah. Okay, go back to the game manager. Now remove those 2 comment slashes. Okay, now so public tile array tiles. Semicolon. Save. Okay, so in start, we're gonna go to tiles equals new tile, open a square bracket. Now this one's gonna be interesting. I don't think you've done this before. So here's what we're gonna do. We need to know how many transforms, or rather, how many tiles there are inside the transform that contains the tiles. Right, which is inside the board. So we need to find the board first, which we don't have yet. So before we continue this line of code, let's create...
So let's go commenting out again, right?
No, just leave it for now. It's fine. We're going to continue working on this script, so we don't need to. Go before the public tile variable. Yeah, there, hit enter. Go, let's call this one a private transform. Transform. There it is. Call this one board. Semicolon. Okay. Now go back to the start function. Hit enter before tiles. Yeah. And no. Okay, I changed my mind. I change my mind all the time. Put this one on serialized field. So hit space once. And now go back once. And then square bracket. No, not the backspace. Back with the arrow. Yeah, now serialized field. Close the bracket. Why don't you tell our audience what serialized field does?
Serialized field is like just a inbuilt function of Unity that
what does it do?
Makes the variable visible in
Where?
Unity.
In the inspector, yes. So serialized fields makes private variables visible and assignable in the inspector. Doesn't do anything else. It leaves them private though, which is nice. Okay, so save this. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna assign it outside in Unity, right? Let's not worry about it now. So we're gonna assume that we have the board. So you inside your tiles, go to where it says new tile and open square bracket, go there. And where are we gonna go? We're gonna go through, we're gonna drill through the hierarchy of the board. So you wanna go, before we do the loop, you go board, which is a transform, right? Which means we can find its children transform. So dot, find.
Child?
Nope, just find. Find child I think is deprecated. Find, open a round bracket, open a quote. What did we call it? Tiles, capital T. Quote. Close the bracket. Okay, so this we currently still have a transform. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna use an inbuilt function from Unity, which is dot get components with an S in children. Components in children. Now open a of type bracket, tile. Close the open and and now dot length. Yeah, that's it. Yes. So now we have created our array and we know its size. Okay? Which is quite nice. We could have done a list. I don't know why we didn't do a list. I guess we have a static array that we'll live with that. Alright. Apparently you find these things funny. Next.
Lilith and I use them all the time.
What?
Lilith and I use them all the time.
I know, but you are kids.
Yeah, I know too.
Alright, let's move on. So here's what we're going to do now. What we're going to do is we're going to populate this array. We've created it, we have initialized it, and now we're going to populate it. So now it's time for a loop. Go ahead. You should know what to do. Lower than what? Lower, not higher. Banana.
Oh, whoops.
Lower than what?
Well, we're looping through the tiles, so it's lower than the number of the tiles. Dot count. Dot count. which is get components and children tile, which is
no,
the
we've already done that.
tiles, the variable we have.
Yeah.
Dot length, I think it is. for
Like,
array.
yes, because it's an array and not a list. If it were a list, it would be dot count.
Mhm.
Okay, and now the last bit.
That's easy. I++.
Okay. All right, and now all we need to do is we need to assign these tile elements. Okay, so it's going to be tiles I equals, and now you go to board.find open a quote, open a round, open a quote, tiles with a capital T, slash, the other, yes, that one, slash, and now close the quote, and now plus, and remember all of the tiles are called by number, so it's going to be I to string. Open, close again, dot get component, you forgot, get component of type tile, open, close, semi. All right, there we go. So now we have the entire
I think
list
we
of...
skipped the closing of this bracket.
No, we didn't. It's
Oh,
at the end
yes,
of I
there
to
it
string.
is.
Yeah, it wouldn't compile if you skipped a bracket. Okay, so all of the tiles are now set up. Well, in that they exist in our memory, and we can therefore use them. Okay, so now in start, we're also going to need the players, right? So for now we only have one car. So we should simply use the one that we already have. So let's create, again, bear in mind lots of this will change later, right? So copy the entire variable, serialized field, private transform board, blah, blah, blah. Copy all of that and paste it underneath the tiles one. No, underneath the tiles one, but give yourself some space, so hit enter twice first. Yeah, and now serialized field, private, and here you're gonna call it, wait, not the type transform, we're gonna change the type. What was it, the type? I think we called it car motor, player motor, player motor. Player motor.
Player motor.
Yeah, now board, obviously not, you want to call this one player. Or even player motor. Let's call this player motor, yeah. So again, bear in mind this two semicolons. You really want to close that, yeah. Okay. Yeah, save. So we've got this one, and what we're going to do is we're simply going to move the car from one position to the next if a button is pressed. Okay, so let's go and create a void update function. Again, most of this is temporary, right? Yeah, one more, yeah, sure. Void update. Open, close. No, it's already done it for you. It's already done for you.
Oh, Jack.
That's okay.
Now I've done this,
Yeah,
and
you
that,
also,
and
and the
this.
last one. And remove private. If you write void, it's obviously private. Then again, I don't know why, but I have a habit of putting private on all my variables. There's an extra space before the word void. Save.
Bye-bye, board void.
Okay, so the first line we're going to put in update is going to be if.
Wait, no, this is so far from where it's supposed to be. There.
Alright, so if. You should know. So let's check if the left key is pressed. The left arrow key.
So if...
How do we do this?
Well, we need the get button down.
Yeah, and which class contains get button down?
Key code.
And nope, that's not a class, that's an enum.
Oh, whoops.
The class that contains get button down.
I haven't done that in a while, so...
I know. Well, think about it. What do you need to do? You need to check what button is pressed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what does that mean? How do we interact with the computer? We do
Input. Input.
Dot. Now instead of get button down, get key down.
Key down. Get key down. I think I remember the rest.
Okay.
Get key down. Dot key code.
Nope. No,
Okay.
that's not possible. It's an enum, and get key down is a function. What do you do after a function?
You open a bracket, key code. Finally. Dot.
We said the left.
The left one. So left, maybe? Left arrow. Not left apple, but... Ah!
Ah, messed it up. Okay, now close 2 brackets. Open a squiggly.
Don't write 0.
Okay, so if the left arrow is being pressed, let's wait for now. Let's not do anything. And now copy the entire if. Paste it underneath itself. You only copied the F, so you're gonna have to hit enter, type I, and then paste. No, first I, and then paste. Yeah, now you get
If.
Yeah, now you need a space after the letter F. I told you to put the I first, but you never listen. There we go, that's better. Save. Now double click on left arrow, replace that with what?
Right.
Sure.
With right arrow, I guess.
Yes, let's go with right arrow. Why? Because we're gonna move the car forward and backwards just to check that it works, right? So hit right arrow. Just type RI and it will appear. Yeah, done. Type RI. There it is. Right arrow, 2 down. Okay, save. So now we're going to create. Actually, let's go to the player motor and remove both start and update.
Empty function.
Yes. Create a new void, public this one. So public void. Let's call this one move towards, or move toward. You skipped an O. And you added an I, so it's chaos.
Toy word.
Toy word. So remove that I and add an O
No.
instead of mv. Mve. Move.
To
Okay, now
toy
you're
word.
gonna have to request a few things here. Let's request the transform. Maybe we should request a tile. Yeah, request a tile. Tile. T. Anything else that we need? I don't think so. So close the bracket. Open squigglo. Okay, save. So move toward. Now let's add a new function after this one, which is not going to be a function. We're going to add a coroutine. So hit enter twice. One more time. One more time actually. Hit. Go up one and go I enumerator. Open. No open. Not open at all. And call this one execute move.
Your enumerators turn blue.
They do. On the laptop you usually use, what are they, green?
Yeah.
Okay, open close. You request the same tile T for execute move as well. Tile it. Okay, save. Now, obviously, it's not happy because you're not returning anything in the IEnumerator. Well, what we're going to do in the IEnumerator before we return anything in any case is we are going to create a while loop, and it's going to need, before we do that, it's going to need a variable that controls its length. So call this one float passing time.
The famous passing time.
Always passing time, and give it a value of 0.
I thought I wrote M.
Semi. Okay, save. And now you're gonna do a while. Open. Now we're gonna lerp. Therefore, where does passing time need to get to in order for us to stop?
Well.
Passing time is gonna be our controller, right? So.
So passing time needs to start at the start and then get to the next tile.
Sure, but not passing time. Passing time is just a float. If passing time is the float that controls the lerp, right? It starts at 0, it ends at what number?
1.
1. Therefore, while passing time is lower than 1. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, I love it that you agree with me, but you need to type it out.
Yeah. Passing time is lower. That's higher than 1.
Okay, close the bracket, open a squiggly, enter, close the squiggly. What happens to passing time every frame?
It updates.
Yeah, by what?
It updates well by a frame, a second.
Not a second,
Not
but a frame.
Second, but a frame.
Sure.
A frame.
And we're also going to need a speed for our little car. I think the speed should be in our singleton. So let's go back to Game Manager. And after your serialized field private player motor, no, after that one, you hit enter and go public. And call this one float. Car move speed. And give it a default value of, I don't know, 2 float. Come on, 2. Make it quick. Okay, save. Now let's go back to the player motor. Okay, so passing time goes up by what? You said passing time.
Passing time goes up by 1.
That's not possible. If passing time goes up by 1, this entire function will last one
I mean,
frame.
it's lower than 1.
Yeah, no, but now what needs to happen to passing time in the loop?
Oh, passing time. Well, it goes up by the speed.
Sure. So if it goes up by 2, it's gonna be 2, and on the following frame you're done. You're teleporting directly to the next tile.
Oh.
You don't remember. Start writing. Passing time. First of all, how do we add things to ourselves?
Plus equals. Oh yeah, time dot delta time.
Oh, that's much
Not the
better.
banana.
Not equals plus.
Equals plus. Plus equals is much better. Time.
And what do we do with time of the delta time? That's not good
That's
enough.
it. We multiply it by the speed.
Yes. Where is that speed?
Oh, drat. Game manager.
You don't need to type every letter, you know? The tab key serves a purpose. It's already there. Okay, semicolon. Okay, now that's good. Now hit enter twice. And we're going to do the conclusive thing, which is a yield return. No! Every time! She can't spell yield to save her life. Save her life. I can't speak apparently. Yield return. No. Every letter you need to write. Open a round bracket. What do we wait for?
We wait for the time dot delta time.
Yes. So every frame, we're going to wait for a frame and update our passing time by a frame speed, well, whatever time is passed, delta time. No, I left that one deliberately.
Oh.
Save. Because otherwise you're just making time pass and it doesn't really do much, does it?
Yeah.
Okay, so now what we're going to do here is we are going to create a couple of variables, private variables that we're going to use all the time. So go ahead and add 2 private vector 3s. Not there. No, not on the fly. I mean in the entire class. Yeah. One more enter. Private. And call this one actually. Okay, I've changed my mind a little bit. So call this one a private tile. Call this one current tile. Semi. Save, enter.
I don't need to press enter. There's one here.
You went upwards though. No, but we always leave an enter there.
Oh,
Deliberately. Hit enter. Private tile. Private tile. Next tile. Semicolon. Okay. So when we start the function move toward, right here, right? Okay, go current tile equals t. No, my lies and corruption. Next tile equals t. My bad.
I wrote y.
Next
instead.
tile equals t. And
It's late for me.
yeah, well,
I don't stay up that late anymore.
yeah, I know. But we're almost done. We're almost done.
Okay.
Look, 48 minutes. You're missing 10 minutes. Already getting lazy. All right, so next tile T. We've got the next tile. The current tile we should have. There's a problem though, and you should see it right away. When we start, we don't have a current tile.
Yeah.
Right? So we're going to have to make a check for that. And we're going to check inside the next bit. We're not going to worry about it now. But add another variable after those. Hit enter twice. And go private. Coroutine. And just the way we do it in this household, we're going to do COR, 3 capitals, core underscore, and call this one move or something. Semicolon. Okay, now copy that core move, and after next tile equals T in move toward, hit enter, and go into eager. Undo. Okay, you check if coroutine is not null. Open. No, yeah, you already have it saved.
Oh.
All you need to do is paste. Not null. Close. Open squiggly. Enter, close it. What do? We stop it. Right? So you go stop coroutine. There it is. Open, paste, close, semi. And now that we've stopped the coroutine, after the if, you want to start this one. So paste, first paste, then start coroutine. Paste equals. So we assign it as well, right? Start coroutine. And no, it's called execute something. Yeah. Now open and close brackets, even though you can't, and close the bracket again. Now remove that request for a tile T in execute move. That's why I changed my mind. In execute move, remove that. Yeah. Kill that. Away.
Kill.
Whoa. Save. All right.
I used to kill that, so I said kill.
Now, after you assign float passing time, hit enter. And go if. Open bracket. Current tile is not null. Excuse me, is null. So 2 equals null. Equals null.
3
very abundant.
Very null.
Yeah, is null. Close the bracket, open squiggly, enter, close the squiggly. So if current tile is null, current tile equals game manager dot script dot tiles 0. Not ideal, but again, we're just starting off this project. Semi.
I think that's what you said.
That's exactly what I said. Well done. Okay, now we've got the tiles, the speed, the controller. We've got everything we need. We're gonna have a next tile, so we are fine. So here's what we're gonna do after that passing time where we left that empty spot, right? Right there, we're gonna say transform dot position equals vector3.lerp. Finally the lerp.
Yeah.
Vector
Equals.
vector3.lerp. Open around, and here you're gonna feed it current tile dot transform dot position comma. Now the end tile is gonna be next tile. Good girl. Next tile dot transform dot position. Messed it up. No, that's not gonna work because you have a capital T, which is the class, not the. Yeah. Dirtier spelling. No. Look up. Trabs form. Fix it. She's laughing like an idiot. Fix it. We don't have all day. I thought you said you're tired. Transform. There we go.
That.
Comma, now you need the controller, which is passing time. For now it's going to be linear, it's fine. Close the bracket, semicolon. Alright, so there we go. So here's our coroutine, and it should work just fine whenever we call move to one.
Just fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Alright. Now go to Game Manager. Right. So the Game Manager doesn't know where the car is though, and the car doesn't know where it is either, which is an issue. We need the Game Manager to start at 0, so we're gonna put that right at the start. So after you did the thing with the tiles and start, after.
I know. I was trying to click
after you deal with the tiles. After you did. There we go. Save. Okay. Yeah. Now take the player motor dot transform. So go player motor. Oh, lazy. That's good. Lazy is good. Player motor dot transform dot position.
I'm not lazy with my typing though.
Yeah, I know. I wish you were a bit more lazy because this is boring. Position equals tiles 0 dot position. And we should, you can't because it's not, you need to go tile 0 dot transform dot position.
Oh.
I'm not sure where you're going. Dot transform. There it is, tab, save. Okay, so that's one thing, but I'm not too happy. So we are going to create a new public function in the player motor. Go to the player motor again. Before move toward, create another public function. Public void. Place at start or something. Capital P. Place at.
Oh, I thought you said place at start.
Place. P-L-A-C-E. Place at start. Wow. Open, close. It's funny. Open, quickly, enter,
This
close.
is ready for you too.
No. Click at the end of this, quickly hit enter. Save. It's not funny because I'm trying to get this done. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're simply going to say current tile equals game manager. It's already there. Copy the one that you have in your execute move. Yeah, actually cut that current tile equals game manager script tile 0. Cut that. And paste it, place at start. I noticed we forgot something. Remove that if current tile is null. Clear all that. Yeah, all of it. Even that space.
Even the space is evil.
Save. Now at the end of that while, after the end of the while, here hit enter and go current tile equals next tile. Semi. Alright, save. So place at start is something we need to call. So go back to the game manager. And right there, sure, leave it as it is. And then after that line that you have there, go player motor dot place at start. Open, close. Semicolon, save. Okay, so now we finally know where the car is. So we can go to our input get key down left arrow. So here you're gonna go player motor dot move, whatever you call it, move toward, open around. And now here we need to know where it is. So we need to get that information from the player motor. Let's go check in the player motor if that information is public. It isn't, it's private. Okay, so go open a square bracket, go hide in inspector. Yeah, done. Tab, close the square bracket, public, space, public. Nice. Save. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm excited. Are you excited? You know that people can't hear you nod.
Yeah.
Okay, you just broke somebody's ears.
Oh, you said that people could hear me nod, so I meant it.
Sure. So you want to move toward. Now, the deal here is we need to get which tile comes before the one we're at. Okay? And that's not that easy. So let's go and create our last function for today. Here, and you go, instead of void, call it tile. It's a tile. So you need to get a tile back. Tile and go get tile. Call it, no, tile. It's of type tile. No, get tile. And open a round bracket and request an int direction. Close the bracket, open, enter. Okay, so get tile. Now, oh, it needs another thing. My bad. So comma, tile, capital tile, and call it CT for current tile. T is fine. T, save. Okay, so let me think now. That's gonna be inefficient. Here's what we're going to do. Tile here doesn't have anything. So, sorry, did I say last function of the day? I was lying.
Yeah.
Type public. Void. Setup. Open it up. Int. No.
Wait, I'll just
Okay.
finish reading the function.
Sure. Int. And call this one ID. And here,
Usual IDs.
do a public ID, public int. You can't have the same name as the other one, so call this one tile ID. Semicolon. And simply in setup, go tile ID equals ID. Semicolon. Okay, so now that we have that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to the game manager, and right here where you're assigning all of the tiles, you're gonna say tiles I dot setup and open a round bracket and feed it I. Close the round bracket, semicolon. Save. Okie dokie. Now it's good. Now here, get tile needs to receive a direction and then the tile T, right? So here we need to check, well, first of all, we're gonna go and create an int.
Okay.
Call it int, call it returnable.
Returnable is popular.
Yeah, semicolon. Now, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna say returnable equals
Returnable.
equals, and this is going to be t.id plus direction. What does this mean? If direction is -1, we're going to get the tile ID.
Repeat that, please.
So I said if the if direction is left, we're gonna get a -1. So if tile ID is say 10, 10 minus 1 is 9. So we want to go to tile 9.
Yeah.
If we press forward, we're gonna get +1. The tile is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. We're gonna go to tile 11, right? So that's gonna work fine, at least in theory. There's a problem. What if tile currently is 0 and you press left? Where do we end up?
Uh-oh, we end up in -1.
Which we can't
Which
have.
we
There's no
can't
such
have.
thing as a tile -1. But where do we have to go? This is a track, right? It laps. So we need to wrap. We need to go back to the last one. So let's make a check here. So we're going to say if returnable is lower than 0, close the bracket. Oh, that's weird. Close the bracket and squiggle, save. So if returnable is lower than 0, we need to change returnable to what? Let's see if you
It's
can
the
solve
last one.
it. Right, and how do we know the last one? We should know the last one. It's not that difficult.
Well, it's the one before 0, so tile -1.
No, that makes no sense. We have literally said -1 won't work. So how do we get the last one? It's fairly easy.
Well, we do. Well, I don't know.
Well, think about it. Do you have the total amount of tiles?
Yeah.
What's the
Yeah.
total amount of tiles?
The total amount of tiles is 62.
62. Is that correct? I mean, is that a valid tile, 62? No. No, it isn't. Even if you're not.
61.
61 is the last one.
Is
Therefore,
the last one.
I just given you the formula. It's total -1. That's it. You don't understand?
No. How would get into 60 health?
Right. Don't you need to find the last tile? Right? Remember, you put the tiles all in order, right? So you'll know which one comes before 0. Before 0 comes the last tile. What's the last tile?
The last tile is tile 61.
That's right. The problem is your code doesn't know how many tiles you have. I mean, it does, but you can't assume that. What if you make a bigger track at some point or a smaller track, right? So, but you can deduce this information from the amount of tiles you have. You said you have 62 tiles, right? In this case, but you could have 107, right? Let's say you had 107. What would be the last tile?
The 107th tile.
No,
Unless you're counting for the 106th tile.
it's always the 106th because it starts from 0.
Yeah.
Rather, it's not the 106th. It's the 107th tile, but it's called 106, right? So, in order to get a correct returnable now, you need to change the returnable to what value? Returnable equals? Start typing that.
To the return. Okay. Return. Equals
What now? We
tile
said
6. For us, it's tile 61.
but you're making an assumption here. Right? How do you get that number? Come on, it's not that difficult. Think about it. Right? I've already told you. What's the total amount of tiles?
It's tile 61. 61. Well, 62, but it shows 61.
Right. Therefore, how do you get to 61 guaranteed?
Well,
You take all of the tiles you have, the number of tiles. Where's the number of tiles?
the number of tiles.
How do we call it in code? The number of tiles.
I think we called it tile
You did a loop for it.
I.
No, I is the iterator. Just look at your own loop, banana. It's such an easy question. Look at your own loop, right? It starts at 0.
Tiles
It ends where?
Tiles length.
Right. And how much is tiles length?
The full thing.
So how many?
So all 61 of them.
No, 62.
62.
Right. So returnable is equals to tile.length. Is this correct? Tiles.length.
Tile length.
Are you sure it's correct? Okay, hit tab.
But I would look.
Hit tab. Yeah, if you hit tab every now and then, we'll be there way earlier, you know? So tiles.length, okay. Now that's 62. Is 62 a valid number?
No.
No. So what
So
do we need?
-1.
-1. There we go.
Minus.
Semicolon.
There.
It would have fixed it on its own. Save. Now there's another problem. Suppose we're in tile 61 and we +1. What do we get?
Well, we get back tile 0.
Oh, do we now? Does the code know that?
And well, that's the starting of the tiles. So
Does the code know that?
no.
That's right. So the code will go to tile 62, which
Okay.
doesn't exist, which means it's going to crash.
It's gonna crash. Yeah.
Right.
We don't
So
want to do that.
let's fix that and go here and put an else.
Else.
Open a squiggly and turn it across the squiggly. Now copy everything. Copy the if without the else. Just copy the if. Yeah, include everything all the way down to the end of the if. No, you're missing the final squiggly. Yeah.
That.
Copy that. Paste it inside the else. Yes. And now you go if returnable higher or equal to tiles.length. Right? So if it's 62 or higher, right? We've got a problem. Save. So if returnable is higher or equals than that, what did you say returnable must be instead?
Well, it must be 0.
And then returnable equals 0.
Returnable 0.
Nice and easy. No, not a float. It's
No
not a
float.
Save. Okay. And now, at the end of all of this odyssey, what do? We return the returnable.
Return the returnable.
Go. Return returnable. Please hit tab every now and then, Zoe. Seriously.
I don't have another hand available right now.
What do you mean? Why do you not have the other hand?
I was using it with my handkerchief.
Huh? Returnable. Why is it wrong? Oh, because we're returning an int, not a tile. So we need to return tiles of returnable. Tiles. Yeah. Index is returnable. Good. Finally got this. Nice. Okay, save. So move toward, and what does move toward demand?
Move toward demands.
A tile. So go get tile.
Get tile.
Open a round bracket. It needs a direction. So -1 for left arrow. Comma. And it needs a current tile that we're at. Yeah. So it's player motor dot current tile. Dot current tile. Dot.
No, wait. I
that's
need
the
the
wrong.
other one.
You got the class.
I got the class.
And the actual variable. Yeah. Player motor dot
Current tile.
current tile. Ta-da! Close the
We
bracket.
still don't have
Close-
right arrow.
You forgot one more bracket. Banana.
But
Banana!
I also don't have another bracket.
Copy the entire thing. Paste it on the other side. And guess what you need to change?
The -1.
To what?
2 + 1.
Winning. Save. Okay. Wow. I think we're actually done. Let's go back to Unity. Okay. And now right here, go to your game manager. So minimize the board. Minimize the board. It's a mess. Yeah. Click on the game manager. Okay. Now you want to drag the board into the board transform. And you want to drag the car into the player motor. You missed the click, I think.
I dumped it, yes.
You don't like my low sensitivity mouse? I love it. Wait, I think you're dragging the game manager into the game manager. I don't think that's gonna work. Car.
I do
No.
not like this no sensitivity.
Okay, I'll help you. No.
It slides, it
Wait,
keeps
leave.
sliding off the... It keeps
It's because you
sliding
haven't
off.
played enough Counter-Strike in your life. Okay, wait. Car. We don't have the player motor in the car. Beep.
Silly.
There we go. Game manager. Car. There we go. Okay, so now let's apply the board. Apply the car. Give it a save. And now let's test it. Are you ready? Moment of truth. Dun 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 dun. No reference.
No, I want to choose.
Okay, so apparently we can't find the tiles. Let's go take a look. Board
Did we forget to assign some?
tiles? I don't think so. 0. They all have a tile. Tile. I'm surprised that we got an error. So let me step in real quick here. Right.
I got blown.
Debug. You got blown. Air on. Don't say crazy things that people will misinterpret. Debug.log.I. Okay, save. Now let's hit play real quick. So let me see how many iterations. I have a suspicion. Yeah, thought so. We get to 62. So the problem is here that we have one too many, apparently, somehow. But that's weird because we're looking for tile. So I don't understand. So let's take another look here and go debug.log, and I'm gonna ask for tiles.length. Save. Okay. So now it's gonna tell us the first line over here, 62. So that's correct. Okay, that's very strange. I'm very confused that it gets to 62. That's weird. Wait, so this error over here, it's here. And it's looking for tile number, no, it's looking for tile number 61, so it's fine. What in the world? Oh, potato.
60-62. That's
What did you do?
what banana mean.
Banana you. All right.
I'm a banana.
Sometimes we are all bananas. Don't worry about it. Okay, wait a second. Now we can remove this debug log.
And remove the other one too.
Yeah. Give it a save.
Give it a side.
That was supposed to be give it a save, I think. Okay, so bam. Okay, press right, left.
Oh, I'm going up and down.
Whoa, I don't know what's happening.
And I can't. I look.
Oh, wait, slow down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is kind of working, sort of, kind of, but for some reason, oh, look, that's interesting. We can't go faster. So because we have a coroutine.
Not much of a moment in truth, I
So
guess.
I'm just gonna. Well, it is moment of truth. I'm just gonna change the car speed to 10, so we're a bit faster. Okay, so look, most of them are working, right? Oh,
that
some of them are acting weird. It's like you actually moved the model and didn't move the actual tile, and I think that's what happened because you clicked on them. I think that's what occurred. That's my bet. So this tile over here.
We don't know which tile it is.
Yeah, you moved the model of 27 as opposed to moving the tile. So the tile is... Wait, I'm confused. No, the model's fine. What in the world is happening? This is weird.
It's a lot of what in the world for us.
Yeah, so we have quite a few strange sort of
It totally went off.
misplacements, but it is kind of following it. So I think we made some weird mistake. Wow.
Wow.
Well, we're gonna have to check it next time because we ran out of time. But this is fairly interesting.
Yeah, we're over now.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll stop now. I just want to see if this is on the ground. Yes, it is. Right. So let me dock the game over here. Okay.
We docked the game.
Okay. But are we sure that the model is at 0, 0, 0? No, it isn't. No, look. The model is at minus 2506. Yeah, so that's what happened.
The model's moving.
Yeah. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you a trick. Okay? We're going to go here to the search. Okay? And we're going to type model. Now, there's one issue. The car has the model too. So we need to be careful not to pick the wrong one. Okay, tell you what. Here's what we'll do. We're going to take the car, which also has a model. Rename this one to model 1%. That's a stupid idea, isn't it, Daddy? Let's call it 111, whatever. Right? And now we're going to search for model. Okay, now that we have all the models, hit Control A to select all. And now we're going to change the position to 0, 0. And now it broke most of our track.
Oh, jet.
So you're gonna fix this on your own next time, okay? But what we're gonna do is we're just gonna test now that the whole thing is working in fact correctly. So let's give it a test.
Our track's not connected anymore.
That's fine. But as you can see, at least it's working, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, our silly car is moving too slow. This is boring me. Boring!
Alright.
Okay, give it a speed of 100. Start teleporting.
Wow, look how fast I go.
Okay. Yeah, so as you can see, it's now hitting all of the tiles correctly. The issue is that you have moved the models as opposed to moving the actual
And it's
stuff.
way too fast.
That's fine, but I don't care. That's just for me to test, right? Okay, we're good. We're done. Give it a save.
Get a save.
Why is this guy still showing this? Have I forgotten to... I think it may be Unity giving us a few troubles here. Okay, we're done for today. Thanks very much, everyone, for sticking around, and we'll see you next time. Bye!
See ya!